A buck swope joint.
My name is Tim Day. I live at 7329 Nottingham, 63119. I'm here to talk about Tower T. It's been 4 months since Tower T was needlessly shut down without a public hearing. A public hearing that ironically was originally scheduled for a year ago tonight. But that was postponed, and instead of getting a public hearing, there were 2 media reports published by 2 of the biggest outfits in this region pushing the narrative that it was a done deal with no mention of the pending rezoning issue or the necessary public hearing. And I realize there's bigger problems in the county right now than this. But for 55 years, this was a place that people in my neighborhood could go to get away from the stress of their life on their lunch break, on their way home from work, or on the weekend. And that's been taken away from us from the last 4 months. And, you know, I don't know what's going to happen with the rezoning. I don't know what the landowner wants to do. I don't know what the prospects are of turning it into a county park. There's been some discussion of it. I don't know all the political hoops required for that. I do know that in the last Tuesday's election, the Parks Protection Charter Amendment passed with over 78% of the vote. So if that doesn't tell you the way the county residents feel about their parks, I don't know what will. If that's the only way to get it reopened, if that's the only path forward, I think that's an option that needs to be thoroughly explored. Thank you.
This corporation that is anticipating building these homes is going to provide residence for people seeking homes to live in. But, you know, it's about profit. You know, they will profit from this. But I'd like to draw your attention to the fact that how do we put a price on the joy that young kids get from learning how to hit a softball or a baseball or a golf ball? And a golf ball, they may take on a sport that they'll be able to enjoy the rest of their life. These are things that you can't put a price on, and things that were taken away. Now, I realize the people that ran the golf establishment there decided to get out of it. But I understand there are some options on the plate that might be pursued in this respect. This is like an oasis in the middle of Afton.
No amount of tax revenue would make it worth getting rid of a space where Tower T was, a place like Tower T. And that's putting aside all of our traffic concerns, water runoff concerns, blasting, and everything else that we've spoken to you about. This guy right here is Jim Siegfried. We started talking about Tower T, and I found out that he's the artist of Tower T. He's the one that has built a lot of the things at the putting, mini golf, and things like that. And he is super excited that there's a chance and a possibility of keeping Tower T a green space, and would be more than willing to come back and help out with it. Councilman Dolan, I know you worked very hard and closely with Steve Lotes to put on the concert for the community of Afton. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. Truly. Especially now, we know you guys can do it if it were turned into a county park, which if you had a concert series would bring in more revenue to St. Louis County. We need to let McBride know, not this time. Once it's gone, it's gone.